I think what we should do is dispel such rumours and actually do our best to describe what Lloyd's is through the power of analogy. Because that's right, folks, it's time for another analogy battle here on the Reinsurance Podcast. I can't remember if Jared's done his homework or not. Are you happy to go first?
I'm happy to go first.
Oh, okay. So, Jared, your challenge...
Should we start with giving a quick framework of what Lloyd's is up front?
Would that help your analogy?
I think it helps both analogies because you have to sort of know what we're kind of trying to compare to.
Go on then.
So Lloyd's is actually not an individual company, as everyone in the industry knows, but it's a collection. It's an organizational framework by which a number of individual companies sort of exist. The analogy that I kind of came up with on this was, it feels similar to, especially for reinsurance, like one of those like home shows, and this is where the analogy goes, right? So I go to the home show and I want a bunch of little things. I need to service a number of different individual parties, but at the home show there's 15 different vendors all selling cabinetry or all selling countertops, and I only want to pick a couple of them to do different parts of my bigger purchase, right? So I've got little elements that I need to get, but I'm going to a singular venue to browse around all of them, to compare what they're all doing, and then select those individuals for my component parts that I need.
It's delightful, except that you've just lost all of Generation Rent. What's a home show? Is it like a wedding fair but for homes? Or
yeah,
we all rent. We don't have a choice of what's in our house. It's like that same black broken leather sofa in every single house. That same cream colour wall
that has that little glass strip in the middle that everyone has had.
Yep, you know it. So is it literally? So I've never been to a home show.
Yeah, so it's essentially like it's essentially, if people were building homes, you would go in and it's like everyone who sells countertops in the area is like presenting and it has their stand, and you would go and you'd wait in your queue and you'd talk to the people and you'd compare what they're offering.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah. So that was my best effort without getting too like, here's another financial instrument that feels similar to Lloyd's.
Oh, I sound critical, but I'm not sure mine is going to be much better. And I think that's a tribute to how unique Lloyd's is and how excitingly individual it is. So my analogy attempt was actually deliberately provocative. Lloyd's is a bit like Pizza Hut. Pause for thought. How? Well, let me tell you. Lloyd's is actually, when you think about it, a franchise. So basically the most important part about Lloyd's is the brand. Mm-hmm. It is a power brand where they share resources across a number of this is going to kill me. Franchisees and franchisors, whichever one is which. I think it's the franchisees are the ones who actually buy into it and set up their own thing. But yeah, you as somebody who wants to sell insurance can join the Lloyd's thing. Mm-hmm. We'll call it thing for now, and we'll define better in a moment. You can join the Lloyd's franchise, and basically that means that even if you're super unheard of and nobody knows who you are, you can stick a Lloyd's badge on your company, assuming you meet all of the requirements, like you've got the right menus, you've got the right branding, you meet all the criteria required for hygiene and health and safety and all this sort of thing, and you set up an approved location.
Yeah.
And then with that, you can then put the Lloyd's badge on your new insurance company, wherever you've set it up, and start selling products away. And so effectively, I'm comparing insurance to pizza. I realize, but it is all about creating a really powerful brand that then lots of entrepreneurs can say, I'd love to run a small insurance company that might grow bigger and bigger. I mean, Lloyd's used to be a place where you could start insurance companies basically under the safety of the Lloyd's brand, and then everyone will be like, oh yeah, I know Pizza Hut or Lloyd's.
Yeah,
I like their pizza and their standards of hygiene and quality and that particular flavour they have. It's different in my town compared to the next town, run by different people, but I know that it'll have those minimum standards of quality. I say that there's genuinely a lot of minimum standards at Lloyd's.
Yeah.
But